Hi, I'm Sophie, and I haven't seen a lot of films.
Hi, I'm Paul, and I'm here to help with that. And we are
SP Filmviewers.
I want to start this episode off by saying I've got a bit of a cold.
I was waiting for something really thoughtful there, Paul. Yes, you've suffered. Thankfully, it's not COVID or anything like that. We're very blessed, but so we've been able to have Christmas. However, you've just been a bit
down in the dumps with myself and sneezing. I feel like the most sneezing I've done in for the longest I can remember now.
Well, soon we'll be together 10 years, and this is the longest I've heard you sneeze.
Yeah.
In a period of time, in that 10 years I've known you. So it's getting a bit annoying saying bless you now, to be fair. I think I've sacked it off. I do love you, but I'm like, how many times does somebody have to say bless you? Should be a limit of where, like, after 3 sneezes, then that's it.
So if I sound a bit sniffly and wavery in my voice, then that's the reason why. But
I haven't beaten him up. Don't worry, everyone. He's just feeling sorry for himself.
But did still want to do this episode because it's kind of like a looking over the year and everything, and just reflecting on what we've watched.
I always like the end of the year. I know some kind of lead to it being a bit like a pressure, or it's the end of the year. What have you done, kind of thing. But I just like to collectively look at the year, see what's gone well, what's gone bad. Mm-hmm. How can I improve it for next year, and what shall I focus on next year?
Yeah.
And if you do it that way, it's not as much of a depressing thing when you think next year comes and you're like, oh shit, I haven't done anything this year.
I know. But
I think this year's been good for us, actually. I know for many it's been a hard year, and it has. It's not been an easy year for...
The main highlight really being the wedding, isn't it?
Yeah.
For us.
And Mini Moon and Hen and Stag. Just all of those kind of nice things. And I think what's been really nice about 2022 is just getting a bit back to normal. Because we were saying about, I think it was only the first film that we went to in the cinema. Uh-huh. Even that, I was a little bit like, I don't really want to go to a big cinema. There was still COVID was around, and you was used to social distancing and all of that.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And it just makes you realise like how different. I know COVID's still there, but people have adapted again.
Yeah, I mean, myself and you, I'm sure now, used to be like constantly washing hands and putting hand sanitizer on. Like, everywhere we go, the little hand sanitizers with us, and every time you touched a item outside thing, you touch a wall, touch a door handle, touch an object from the shelf you pick up, and then you immediately like, right, first opportunity, wash your hands with something, and you just feel all dirty and stuff. Now I think we're getting to a point now, especially like with eating out for meals and stuff, now it's just like you just kind of forget about it, because like you did it before all these years and years ago. But
exactly. And as well, my hands cannot take it anymore, otherwise I'll have no hands left if I carry on anti-backing that length of anti-backing. So yeah, anyway, shall we go into our movies? Because we've had obviously we had a bit of a pause in Halloween, but we've had a good selection of reviewing, really.
Yeah. So we just got the list up on our Google Sheets. I think the ones I've listed and all the scores that have catalogued from the year. I guess we'll touch upon the first one that we did.
Since we only watched it yesterday again.
Yeah, because that was that was the first experience of going back to the cinema, I think, properly around COVID.
I think you'd gone on your own, but I hadn't gone to a cinema with you.
Beforehand. No, I think we did.
Space Jam, was it?
Space Jam, yeah. That was just before everything kind of locked down again, really.
Yeah.
That was in like the summer months. But since then, yeah, it's going to go back into. So we went to our one at the Media Museum, which because of it, this film being sort of like seen as an independent film, it was like, this is the only place I'm going to see it. I really wanted to see it. I'm glad we did. And I can say on this watch as well, it was really enjoyable. In fact, I felt like it really flew by, and that was Licorice Pizza.
I really enjoyed it, actually. It helped being at home, obviously, in your home comforts. The cinema, it wasn't the most cinematic kind of cinemas. It was quaint, but the seats were not as comfy as like
Showcase
showcase
or
cinemas.
Any of those,
yeah,
leather seat ones with reclining chairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No.
It was one of those typical red seat ones that folds down.
Really stiff back, and it's like much leg room.
Afterwards, you got a numb bottom from the cushion. But rewatching it yesterday, I was like, I only scored this an 8.5.
I think I gave it a 9.5. I think the 0.5s was the cinema experience of going back into it after what seemed like a long time. But
I would definitely give it a 10 now, like no brainer.
Yeah?
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. It's vivid, it's clever, it's sweet. There was some really clever shots that I just didn't see when I was in the cinema that I, watching it, I again noticed. So yeah, I definitely think that's in my 10 bracket now.
So that's kind of like the Singing in the Rain for you, where that was the first film we recorded in 2021, and that was a 10 for you on your first watch. But
yeah, so
obviously it's gone up. Does change this time round for you. So that's good too. Again, having a second lease on rewatching the film the second time to see if it holds up is, especially if you kind of enjoy it, but if you don't want to see it again, then I understand that's like, one and done. Fair enough, but not going to change my mind. But like, certain these ones that you kind of like, it's not quite there, but it might increase. Like there's one I'll bring up later on when we go down the list. Something that would happen to me. But yeah, sometimes they can go down, but I'm glad it's kind of increased for you in your scoring. I'm not sure if I would. I'd probably maybe keep it 9.5, and I did note down 9 for some reason. I think that was kind of like in between the thing, but obviously seeing it again now, I think it is definitely, I don't know what pushed to a 10, but I think it's, I would say it's, on reflection of the films we've seen that of the this year's releases of stuff, I think this is probably, even though technically for us, I think it came out, it's probably in the States, it was 2021 film, but for our cinematic release, which in January, Licorice Pizza, I'm classing it as film of the year, I suppose.
I agree.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's one of those really classic films that it's just really cleverly done. And I really enjoyed it, so I don't see why it can't be a 10.
Okay.
I'm biased. Yeah. Change that. Oh, this is clever.
On a new tablet.
You just put 99.5.
Yeah,
that would get hard if you're scoring out of 100.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't think I would be able to do that.
That's right. Another 10 we gave for a film that were both equally measured on was Wolfwalkers.
Yep.
Do you think that? I think I remember saying that. Oh, I'd watch it again, like right now, type of thing. But I don't think we've actually.
No, I would definitely go back to it. It might be something to put on tonight.
Yeah. But I'm pretty confident that I would still really enjoy that one.
No, I would.
On a second watch, and it's just, I remember the art style being particularly great.
Especially with us being to Scotland not so long ago.
It was Irish, an Irish film, so.
Oh, I always get these mixed up. Well, to me, the Celtic-ish.
Yeah,
like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But no, I think, next trip might be Ireland. That's something we're wanting to do as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, one of the things I know we did rewatch again this year, though, that we've covered and we watched for the first time, both of us, was The Apartment.
Yep.
You gave that a 9. I gave it an 8.5. And I did think that I did say that I think that could increase over time, and I think it has as well. It was still as enjoyable on that second watch.
I think it's a Christmas film, 100%.
Yeah, it kind of does lean that way, because it's between Christmas and New Year.
Don't get me started, it is, because if Die Hard is, then this definitely is. Like, what kind of spectrum do we
I
need?
feel like it's in the same way as that A Wonderful Life is.
Mhm.
Because predominantly that's throughout the year, but then it's like the back end when George Bailey snaps is around Christmas time.
I feel like we've had that a little bit this year, to be fair. Christmas was a little bit trying, wasn't it, with everything that life decided to throw at us a little bit.
Got a puncture in my tyre.
Got a cold.
And also the water mains on the tap outside decided just to randomly just spurt out, and it's like, how do we stop it? And
got shafted on Christmas Eve, didn't we, by a plumber?
Yeah, they just turned a tap and felt like that episode of Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, oh yeah, just get a spanner on it and just do that, and that's how you stop water. I
was actually like, I did want to swear at that point, like, are you actually kidding me? I think that's what I said.
But I wouldn't have known if you start messing with things. I thought it would.
Well, we made it worse, didn't we?
Turn the tap, and somehow that did the opposite. But that's by the by.
Yeah.
So, I think I put 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Would you change your score?
I can't say it's full on 10.
No, I think it's a 9.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was right the first time.
yeah, enjoyable to come back to, I think. I know there's some other Billy Wilder directed films I want to cover, hopefully in this upcoming year.
Are we still doing SP next year? Is that a thing now? I thought we were just going to do Christmas specials. No? No. Oh, okay.
No. Another 10 from me was the Little Shop of Horrors episode.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
We had a guest on that.
I think that's why you was just so generous with your 10, to be fair, because of the guest.
Well, no, it wasn't, because I genuinely did enjoy it, and especially seeing the alternate version that I didn't even know existed, of like, me like unhappy ending of the carnage of monsters taking over.
Yeah. I know I really did enjoy it. I still think it's a 9 for me. I think it's a worthy contender.
Yeah. I know that some of the other things in that Monster March weren't particularly strong.
We're not doing that this year.
No, we're not. No, I told you that we're not. So
you promise?
Promise you that I'm not going to do that. Although I have got something else for another month, but you'll enjoy that one more.
Is it Valentine's Day?
No.
Oh. Romance Feb?
No.
No?
No. It's a clever title.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really clever. I'm sure no one's ever thought of before.
Don't say that.
Yeah, so I remember like the Blob, and that one was not a particularly strong one. That was a bit of a letdown. So I thought like an old classic monster thing, and it was just really just meh.
That's what all Monster March films leave me feeling, is a bit meh. It was just a bit, the best one was The Little Shop of Horrors, like out of Monster March. The rest of them were just...
Well, Cloverfield we were both on the same wavelength for that.
The Nessie one?
Cloverfield, no, the handheld camera monster one in New York City.
Wow. Gave it an 8, apparently. I cannot remember this.
Where it was all shot in handheld camera, and...
Was it that weird
it was like a
thing?
Leaving party, and it was like had really long legs and...
Yeah.
The little parasite things in the tunnels and stuff.
It felt like a kind of total apocalypse kind of feel to it.
World film, yeah. And so we did have another guest on for Top Gun.
We did?
Yeah, so I finally got around to seeing that.
And soon you're going to be able to see Top Gun and Maverick. We didn't. Sorry, Sharon. We never got to the cinema.
No. But
my mum, however, has got a 4K version, which Paul is not going to miss the chance of watching a film in 4K. So, you never know, Paul, it might be a review.
Mm-hmm. may as well be, yeah. I think.
Didn't sound convinced then.
No, I mean, it's such high praise from almost everybody in terms of not just what the film offers itself, like being one of those rare instances where the sequel is better than the
you
original.
just want to really slag it off. That's what you want, isn't it? Because it's been such high praise. You just want to be able to find something.
See what the fuss is about.
Yeah, and then you'll say...
But also they're saying about the sound, the visuals and everything is just...
You'll probably give that credit, but everything else you'll slag off, I have a feeling.
Yeah, but I think Tom Cruise will be hopefully a bit more mature in how he is, whereas in Top Gun he was a bit irritating
Yeah,
in terms
we've
of
still got
distinguishing-
Tom Cruise's face. You can't take his
I know.
face away from him, Paul. It's just who he is.
You gave it 10 for Grand Budapest Hotel, which I was kind of quite taken aback by that you had such an attachment to that on the first watch.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like that was something that you would have given maybe like an 8 or a 9, but
No, I think I really like the old kind of film vibes, even if it's not set in the olden days. Trying to recreate an olden day film, I do really
all the
appreciate.
characters that they had in it, ensemble cast,
and it was just so beautifully done. Like, it was really colourful.
Well, Wes Anderson is known for that style, and I know we haven't reviewed Fantastic Mr. Fox, but that's like my favourite Wes Anderson film.
I saw that in uni, so to be fair, we both have seen it. So it might have to be like a birthday special, even if we did review it.
Cool. Yep, that sounds good. Other 10s. There's quite a few 10s this.
I was quite generous
with some of these. Yeah. There's like the Skeleton Twins.
Yep.
You'd only. This is the second time.
Second time.
Viewing of that, and
I didn't like it the first time
no,
either.
No.
So it really shows a difference in my kind of viewing and watching. It is improving. We also watched over Christmas. I forgot the name of it now.
Give me a clue as to what genre or
I'm going Jackie Brown.
Kill Bill. Obviously that is on the list here, but
with Mr. Pink.
Oh, Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, sorry, yes. You watched that the other day. Rewatched that.
I actually enjoyed that more as well.
Yeah.
Even though that was like last year, was it? I think?
No, that was like that was the very
the first ever one.
The very feature length one we did. Yeah, it was feature length film, and much like Quentin Tarantino's first feature length film.
What did I score?
7.5 apparently. I'd still stick with my 9.
I still think it is. It could be higher than 7.5 now. Yeah.
What would you think?
I don't think it's a 9. I think I'd be like 8.5.
Right.
So it'd be like going up a point.
That's fair. Yeah, that's good.
Just because he chops his ear off. That's the only bit that's a bit like. Bleh.
Yeah, I know you don't really see it, but I get what you were saying. But
the character and the dialogue in it is
that's
brilliant.
what it's about. Yeah, that shows growth for you as well in terms of how you've come from the beginning, early days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that the following on from that Borat, I don't think that's going to. That's a recap on that, and that's going to change from you too. I don't.
No, I don't think it is, and I'm not watching it again. That's one of those things where it's just going to stay. My opinion is going to stay at that.
Yeah, I know.
I won't watch it again to see if it does change.
No, I don't. I can't. Similarly, I don't think. I'm just going down the list here on like a number, low number, and Rocky for us was pretty low on both accounts.
You actually scored it lower than me.
Yeah, I just did not do a gel with it. I don't know why. I was expecting a lot more.
People had raved about it, haven't they? And it seemed like it's one of those like cult kind of. Oh, it's a really amazing film, but it was just the storyline was quite boring and just didn't have much going for it, which really surprises me because Uncut Gems, which has Adam Sandler in, and for many people who have listened to this podcast, we know my loathe for him.
Yeah.
And I marked that as a 7 and you did an 8. So when you put it into something like the perspective of that, that's a bit mind-boggling to say, I absolutely despise Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Rocky, I don't have any attachment to any of the characters or their actresses or actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those kind of lackluster films.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just because it's kind of establishing him as like, where he's come from as a underdog fighter, and then the other ones, he gets more involved and stuff. But I've no time investment for knowing how he progresses or anything.
It's also the way he speaks as well, which doesn't help.
I feel like I really need subtitles for that one. So, what I said before about Kill Bill being a 10 and everything, so...
We both agreed. Yep. I would rewatch that in a heartbeat. I really would. It's fantastic. I even actually think Mum would enjoy it. It's got great... It's an action film, technically.
Yes, it is.
But an action film with an actual storyline.
A revenge story is what it is.
Yeah. But it seems to be the way that it flits back and forth. It keeps you on your toes. it is really interesting, and at the same time you're rooting for her. And it's
makes for a good story.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, having flashbacks and everything, to keep it more interesting and just very linear and just going. It's only going one way,
and you know how it's going to end before you've watched it. Whereas this kind of kept you on your toes. So another 10 from you.
Shawshank Redemption.
I probably would rewatch it, and that might change, to be fair, because it was really good. I think it was just a bit of the kind of abusiveness towards them, and probably that was the bit that maybe lowered my score.
Right, yeah, but it was still pretty high with a 9.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good.
Oh, Bullet Train was another one that we went to the cinema. We actually paid to, I think it was a cheaper ticket somehow.
It was, yeah. I think it was one of those cinema days or something. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of glad that we didn't pay full price for the thing, because that's true. I mean, I knew going in it was going to be rubbish. I remember you saying, like, oh, no, give it the benefit of the doubt or something.
Well, it just had so many good actors in it and actresses that I was like, it can't be that rubbish. Because
doesn't necessarily make it a good film. You can, if it's more for general Joe public and that's what it's going for with, it's got such and such, it's got Ryan Reynolds in, or blah, 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 whatever, and The Rock. And
it did have Ryan Reynolds in it for like 2 seconds, wasn't it, or something like that?
Oh, yeah, it did, yeah. It's like, why did you pay for him to be in that? Yeah.
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 But and then was Channing Tatum in it?
I think he was. Yeah,
he was.
He was, for all of 5 minutes. Yeah, so.
And even Sandra Bullock, like, she was part of it, but she was just the voice, and I was really disappointed in that because I really liked Sandra Bullock.
Well, yeah.
Another high one was Eternal Sunshine, which you actually referred to me the other day. Like, this is your version of Taylor Swift's new song, Snow on the Beach. Yeah,
there's a scene that happens in that film where it reflects that. I always think of, when I hear that song, Snow on the Beach, I always think of Eternal Sunshine. That particular scene.
Yeah. I do think this is a really lovely romance film.
Yeah, particularly, like I said, Charlie Kaufman, who's written the screenplay for it. I really like his work, and I hopefully will be covering some, or at least one of his films this upcoming thing, for you to see if you like how he directs as well as writes and stuff. And it's quite interesting. They're kind of I would say they're quite somewhat deep or philosophical, but hopefully you'll get some enjoyment.
Hopefully. If they're meaningful, then I probably will enjoy it. Yeah.
They're definitely films that you, from a first watch, they're quite strong and not like, whoa, but hopefully they would entice you to be like, right, okay, let's give that another go and get more out of it. You know, one of those films that you would want to rewatch. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I say it wasn't much horror this time, but we did do a couple. Like Train to Busan as well. That was pretty good.
You say that, but then you did get Silence of the Lambs, which is a bit
thriller horror. Yeah.
Yeah. So you did sprinkle them throughout, and you did it in Christmas as well.
Like Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, which you did a 10. Just because you didn't have Halloween, I think, because you were deprived. That's why you thought it was a 10.
No.
No, it is.
No,
it
is.
Not.
I probably said it in the review, but I'll say it again. I think that has got more going for it than Halloween does. That might be an unpopular opinion, but there's more to it.
You get more character development.
More clever cinematography and atmosphere in Black Christmas than you do
It
Halloween.
Is cringier, I will say that.
Cringier?
Like, kind of like, makes you think...
Skin crawl, that's what even the slogan says that. So.
It is, compared to Halloween. Yeah. Like, to be fair, what's his name? Mike Myers or whatever?
Michael Myers, yeah.
He doesn't frighten me that much, if I'm completely honest.
No.
Whereas Billy did.
Because he's unknown presence, a disembodied voice. Yeah.
And he could be in my attic.
Yeah, or anywhere.
In my house, or somewhere that I don't know where. Yeah, exactly. Whereas Myers is kind of like, he's just out there, you see him, everybody knows he's there kind of thing. He's not very stealthy, is he?
No, not really. Kind of just on point target and really, or tries to be, and then, he's not trying to keep himself too off.
No.
Especially where he is, but those are some of the highlights. I don't know if there's any other ones you pick out from the list we've done.
Obviously, Santa Claus, the movie, was a 10 for me, but that was only last episode.
Yeah.
But still, I do think we had quite a good Christmas special. We had a bit of a diverse selection.
Varied, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we try and aim to do.
I think some of the low scores were like Gregory Girl when we'd just come back from honeymoon. That I will never watch ever again.
No, I don't blame you.
Everything Everywhere like that, I don't remember.
The one with the googly eye rock thing and all the different dimensions and the sausage fingers.
Oh, no wonder I don't remember that. I'm trying to forget about that one. That was so weird.
Yeah. That's a shame. That you didn't add. Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I would say surprised, but yeah, that you gave it such a low.
No, it's just obscure.
No, but I think that would, if Licorice Pizza wasn't at the top one, I think that would be in the runnings for like film of the year for me. I think
the weird sausage finger one.
Yeah, of all the things I've seen that have come out this year.
Why? No, you can't even put that in contenders with Licorice Pizza. I can't even believe what you're saying to me at the moment.
No, but obviously the scores reflect that anyway.
I gave it a 5. So clearly I didn't like it. It's quite funny, some of the ones that I don't remember, like when I don't remember them and I just give them a middle score.
Yeah, they can't all be really high scores, can they? Because that's not...
No, but Paul, my brain just filters out the crap. Like, we're back. What's that?
The dinosaur story.
Look at you, look how cute he is. The dinosaur story.
The animated one, which, I mean, I also gave a low score because it's very
Minimal.
meh in terms of what the story had to offer, but it's for kids and it's like, yeah. But it seemed like just because Jurassic Park came out not too long before.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, let's get on the hype with this and just like churn something out. So, yeah. The only other one, obviously, that's the one you did give low, and to my dismay with the scene of my least favourite Hitchcock film, The Man Who Knew Too Much, that had James Stewart in.
Which was my fault as well, because I was like biased.
Yeah.
But it sounded good, and Hitchcock and then James Stewart, from A Wonderful Life. Why wouldn't I like this? Because I absolutely adore him. And I was quite disappointed. Feels like I shouldn't be allowed to pick movies.
And then I say, like, other big things where we had like a whole section where we covered all the Indiana Jones films.
Yeah, and looking at the scores, it did go downhill, like...
We sound surprised.
But you should have just left it with, like, the first 3 or something, and then...
I know, but it would be the only opportunity I would want to sit down and go, right, okay, people say the 4th one is rubbish. Why are people saying this?
You say that about Home Alone, but we never go out of his way to watch it.
No, but maybe...
And then you did the same with me on Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that has a special place in my heart, really.
And that went down by, like, the 3rd one was like 5.5. I scored it, and you did a 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not my favourite one, but it's still part of the original trilogy. So. But yeah, overall, I mean, I feel we've kind of covered. There's been a few ones, but like Source Code. I think it was like it sort of the cinema. I remember it being better than it was, and then watching it back was a bit like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not
you
as
had
clever
a
as
thing with trains as well.
Yeah, it wasn't there?
Yeah.
Train to Busan, yeah, following that one, yeah. I guess like also the Kwaidan as well, where it was like the Japanese anthology story stuff. I don't know if that would even, because I did end up getting the like a special edition one of like, so that it means of watching it in better quality than when we did watch it, because that on Amazon's when it was like DVD quality. So that didn't help matters.
Mm.
And then seeing it on, like, I think I'd only seen, like, the first 2 stories to repeat watching, rather than going, right, okay, sit through all 3 of them, because that one that was a really long story, I was like, okay, yeah, leave that for another day. Take it as it, just, like, break it into bits. But, I don't know if I would change the score. It might be going to a 7, maybe, perhaps, but from what I originally scored it, but yeah.
Don't think mine had changed.
Too much,
no. just having a look, actually, we've watched 54 films this year alone to review, that is.
Yep.
Imagine if we didn't watch films, what would we actually spend, like, the 2 hours? if we weren't watching films, what we could be doing?
We'll be watching just television shows, wouldn't we? Which would be accumulate to probably the same kind of length, because that's what we do, don't we, collectively? At the end of the day, don't just sit in...
We could be doing something so much more productive, but especially when the winter months, you just don't really want to do it, do you? It's too dark at like 4 o'clock.
What would you suggest to do instead then?
Something in the house, something productive.
What, like cleaning at 8 o'clock and midnight? Yeah, I'm sure. It's wind down time for part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a film that we did cover, like in the early days though, where I wanted to rewatch it again, and I know I gave it quite a low score initially. Well, not a low score, lower than I should have done, and that was American Psycho. That I gave that an 8.
Yeah.
But on rewatch, I've I even put a thing on Twitter or Instagram saying about it, like changed the Letterboxd score again to a 10. 5 out of 5.
Is this the guy that is really, really posh and well-to-do, like in America, and he has like
a psychopathic tendency to kill women and like.
But then he puts like clean sheets down so that it's not messing his apartment up.
Yeah. He's very
psychotic.
Yeah.
I should worry about you.
Yeah. What do you think? All my films that I rate 10 are all about serial.
Yeah.
So.
And to be fair, now I'm married to you. You never know if I end up not coming out on SP and it's just Paul talking to himself, or this weird woman voice being made by Paul.
Yes, it's really good.
Then you know he's murdered me.
That's right, Sophie. That was a good film. Yes, Paul, it's fantastic.
Yeah. When I start doing Halloween and I give him 10s for my scores, and you know I'm dead.
Yeah.
In the cellar with a plastic bag over my face. Yeah.
Well, is there any other things you want to touch upon there?
Let me take a look. So there was Snatch.
Yeah. When we get to where I looked at the stats for the episodes and so they did pretty well in terms of how many people liked that episode.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is that because I was funny? Or is it just like, I like that film, let's see what they say?
Yeah. Who knows?
And then
it can be hit and miss with how things go. What you might think, classic film doesn't do so well as some of the other ones.
It's funny, isn't it, how it does work that way, yeah. Like Black Dynamite as well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy that, but the humour in there was quite cleverly done.
Yeah, it's really good.
Which, you know me, with humour, it goes one or the other way.
Mm-hmm.
What's underneath Grand Budapest? Pour the...
Oh, Cinephile, you know, the anime one was the hour and a half.
We went to the cinema to see it. Yeah. I would watch that again.
I'm hoping that gets like a anime, like physical release.
Is it not yet?
No, it might take some time for it to get a release over here. If it does, I feel like it feels like one of those things like Belle. Or
we didn't review Belle, did we?
No, we didn't. There could be a
birthday special
or something. Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, stockpile that.
Such a child there for me.
But if we've got no more things to mention about this time, we'll go to some statistics.
Apart from that, yeah, I think so. The only other ones I would say, like, obviously we had This is Spinal Tap, and then there was the Water Horse one, which obviously we did go and try and search out Nessie while we were on his honeymoon. To no avail, we picked the rainiest day in the world to go.
That's right. Yeah,
and if Water Horse ever came into your head while we were out and about looking for Nessie, I don't know.
If I would say to anything, it's like it's not as great as you might think it might be to go out to Loch Ness. There's not much there.
Sorry, Scotland. Edinburgh is definitely
one
more...
of those tourist traps, and it's just like once you're there,
not there.
No, yeah. Say we've done it now. So
in the middle of nowhere, you live and you learn, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what life is.
Yeah. So,
Yes, Paul.
we shall go firstly with the top 10 episodes of this year, as in which I've noted down from how many downloads we've had for the year. So of these ones we've covered this year specifically. So at number 10, this is ascending to highest, lowest to highest. This is where I'm going. Number 10 was Snatch.
Snatch. Crackle pop.
So it was pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
So despite your complaining about it, people really enjoyed it. Number 9 was Drive My Car.
Right.
Remember that one?
Nope.
The 3-hour Japanese.
Yes. The only thing I could remember was that little red car that we drew, and me singing.
I was singing that in the TikTok video.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were either holding it or being the cameraman.
Yeah, I remember that. The film was a bit like... But now you said it, I do remember it. Don't know if I'd go back to it in a heartbeat compared to some others that we've said. But I would probably eventually watch it again.
Yeah. Go over the time and the mindset for it.
Yeah, it's a bit deep, isn't it?
Number 8 is Sexy Beast.
No. Never again. No.
I mean, say you go to watch it, but people obviously did enjoy listening to it.
Probably enjoyed my agony.
Maybe.
Maybe, definitely.
Number 7 was Quaiden.
Yeah. Okay. Have you noticed a theme occurring with these?
No.
Yes.
Not particularly.
Still ones that Sophie, they think, oh, what reaction is Sophie going to give?
Well, I'm quite surprised by it because it's not particularly one that's well known as such. So.
It's not actually. But people like a bit more diverse, or they'll want to go see it themselves after they've reviewed it, won't they?
Perhaps, yeah. Number 6, the whole Spider-Man trilogy we did.
Spider-Man.
So superheroes are popular, so that's kind of makes sense.
Should we do an Iron Man one next then?
Maybe you've seen them all.
Yeah, I have. Seen all. I think I've seen all of the Avenger films. The popular Avengers.
As opposed to...
I don't know.
The old Avengers where it wasn't actually the Avengers.
There'll be one random Avenger that you say, and I'm like, who the hell is that?
Right. Number 5, Top Gun.
That's because we had Top Gun frenzy
Aficionado.
and yeah, when we had Sharon.
Yeah. Joining us, yes, that kind of helped. Number 4 was Licorice Pizza.
Strike While the Iron's Hot.
What do you mean by that?
Literally, it was a new release, wasn't it? So it was popular at the time.
Yeah, I guess so. And it was first episode back.
Yeah.
So, makes sense. Number 3, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
They like the old movies, don't they?
Yeah.
I do too.
You do, yeah.
I do.
Though I don't think we were quite so warm on that.
No, I was complaining at how you eat a croissant so delicately. I still have a beef about that.
Number 2 is Juno.
Juno.
I don't know why that was so high. I mean, I really do not like that film at all.
I'm blanking.
The high school girl who gets pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
I forgot about that film completely.
And she's just really irritating. I know.
Arrogant.
And she changed. She's become Elliot Page, not Ellen Page anymore. But
okay.
That's nothing to throw shade at the thing. But I as the performance in that was just really great, and it just a bit too twee and trying to be hipstery. I
don't think that was her fault though. I think that's just the part that was being
and the time of
created
came out and stuff.
Yeah. But I do think it's one of those where it's just a bit. Obviously, I'm a bit of a goldfish. Something like that.
Yeah.
That film just kind of is
passed you by
in my urethra now, and it's flowing out, and basically
didn't stick. Yeah, wasn't memorable enough to stick in there.
No,
for that long. So yeah,
gone floop, out. And unless you tell me what it is, I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of remember. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again. It'd be one and done.
No, I get you. But the number 1 film that got the most listens was Wolfwalkers.
Yay! That was good, because that's not one where I'm annoyed, which I'm grateful that the listeners like to hear me actually add some value somewhere when I enjoy something. That's good. And we both gave it a 10.
That's right. Yeah. And so I'm glad everyone liked that episode. And we enjoyed watching it, so.
I might watch it tonight.
You already said that.
No, I think I really genuinely,
Yeah.
I keep saying it because
Yeah.
I actually am like
Yeah.
saying to
Yeah.
you, Paul, we're watching it tonight.
Okay. That's that then. I did also note down the overall like top most downloaded episodes from the year, and that this is also including past episodes as well, because
Okay.
obviously people still listen to
Is Rock the Boat on there with Militello? Because like that's like
Yep, I was supposed to tell you now that is still the top one, but
Is it?
that's because it's had the most thing overall since we started for whatever reason. So that's always going to be the top one. But below that, I'll go descending order now. So following up from that was Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh. Yeah.
Then it was Wolfwalkers.
Really? Wow. It's good.
Yeah, which makes sense based on that. Jackie Brown follows that.
Surprised out of all the
Tarantino ones.
Yeah.
Up.
Yay.
What's that?
Agreed.
City of God, the Brazilian gangster film where he's a young boy and he's in the slums of
Yep.
Rio.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Paul.
I believe that.
Blub 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 blub.
It's a really good film and you're like, whatever. Randomly, Jack Frost, the 1998.
I know you ripped in on that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Maybe. So I don't know why that one. There we are.
But it has been Christmas, so it might have got some extra views this year as well.
Yeah, that's partly true. Then Big Breakfast at Tiffany's, Juno, Licorice Pizza being the last one. The top.
It's not too bad, some more current ones then.
Yeah.
That means we're getting more listeners, eh?
Yeah.
Hey. Not just doing this for the love of it. Oh, we are, but obviously it'd be nice to know that people are listening, so that's good. That's good.
Okay, we'll go into these listener questions that we've got noted down. So
Are they from all our Patreon people?
No, they're from people from the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. We've had one who's been a guest and one who I've guested on.
Okay.
So we'll start with Mike
Militello.
Yep.
Hi. Wait, what's he asking?
So Mike_Militello on Instagram asked if you could remake any of the movies you reviewed, what movie would it be, and what new cast would you have?
So I can remake a film.
Remake any of the movies that we've covered. I know there's quite a few, so
And cast-wise?
recast them. So if you think of something maybe like something that was really low, like say the Super Mario Bros. Movie, for example, or I don't know how you would do Borat, for example.
No, I wouldn't even bother. It's a very good question.
It's quite tricky, isn't it?
It's like, would you do it with something you actually like, but then do a spin on it?
No,
Or would you do it with something that kind of you just didn't like how the ending was?
I guess you could do that, but you'd normally be like, oh, I can't stand whoever, so let's put someone actor I would like, and then maybe I'd like it better, I think is probably more so.
You mean like Uncut Gems?
Yeah,
Get rid of Adam Sandler?
who would you put in his place then? Because, based on the outcome of what the film is. Because I think you were quite pleased how that ended.
Yeah, I was. But also I wouldn't have wanted to put with Adam Sandler for that length of time. If I could tolerate somebody else a bit better in that.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would play a better role for that?
I don't really know off the top of my head, because it kind of suits his kind of like personality of being that kind of pusher with like wise, fast talking, hustling type of person. Obviously, I think that because like the Jewish aspect of it is there. So
You're just saying he was good for the part, and I just disagree, Paul.
Mm-hmm. I think what for me what would be slightly interesting, because especially the fact that with that Jack Frost film that we covered, that the snowman was modelled on George Clooney as opposed to Michael Keaton. So it'd be interesting to know like how different that film might have been if George Clooney was the dad in that from the
Yeah.
and talking, with the voice of the snowman and stuff. I don't know if that would make it a bit less goofy, or I don't know.
It could work.
Or I don't know. Change Christmas and the Cranks. I don't think that would make it any better, even if you put different people.
Kirsty MacColl's good.
Kirsty MacColl.
Oh, is that not her? What's the lady?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that's who I meant.
Kirsty MacColl's the lady who sings the Pogue.
Oh God, that's because we had that Christmas thing the other day. I think she does well in that. I think she does a good actress overall. So, for example, in Bullet Train, you've got all these amazing celebrities.
Yeah.
How about if we had not so many?
Oh, well, that's a good point. Yeah, you could do it where it was actually all Japanese cast. And not trying to make it Americanized.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be a good way of doing it, I think. Make it more genuine because,
authentic.
Tokyo, Bullet Trains. Yeah. That'd be a good answer there. Yeah.
Yay, me! Worked hard there eventually.
I know, saying that, I don't know who would be cast because I'm going to think of,
no
Japanese actors off the top of my head other than Ken Watanabe, but... as one of them, but in terms of the main staples of in the current Japanese climate of actors, I don't know. I can't give you names there. But,
no, I agree, but I think it would be something that could be more appealing.
Definitely
to watch.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a question from Recasted Podcast. It's at Recasted Podcast on Twitter. If James Gunn is planning to retool DC, who should be the next Superman and Batman? Well, this is down to the fact that the guy who's currently playing or was playing Superman is now no longer filling that.
Well, I've never seen a Superman film because you won't let me. So, and I hadn't even seen the new Batman. Was that Robert Pattinson?
The Batman, yeah, that was quite good. Yeah,
you've seen it?
Got 4K up there on the
Why
shelf.
haven't I seen it?
Because
it's not a vampire.
It's not a vampire, isn't it? You're probably like, oh, it's too long.
How long is it? Not an hour and a half.
2.5 hours or something.
Maybe a review if you think it's good.
Yeah, it is good, but which I don't know what other Batmans you've really seen. I know you say you've seen The Dark Knight, but probably you've not even seen that all the way.
No,
If you said, which I think is probably that I still think that's better than the Batman. But
I've seen the Joker. You've seen
Joker, yeah,
but not actually Batman films. And I've never seen a Superman film in my life, so I can't really judge. I think you've got more of a say on this than me.
I've got a feeling though it will probably be because all I can think of is older actors. But I'm sure there's a lot of new, fresh talent,
you need somebody
from TV shows and stuff. That's where they start out and then they become big movie stars from that. But
for Superman, you need somebody goody two shoesy and somebody.
But I also have to have the look of the
chiseled
thing. So that's what I mean. I'm off the top of my head, I can't think of any youngish.
Sound old now, don't we? We don't know any new actors.
The new blood.
Well, I wouldn't say Robert Pattinson is new blood for Batman, to be fair. I feel like as an actor.
But, he's been out for a while, hasn't he? So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. All I can think of from it is from TV shows that we've watched.
You're going to say Breaking Bad, are you?
No, Cobra Kai or Stranger Things, but they're probably a bit too young to be playing this.
What's his name?
Which one are we on about?
Cobra Kai,
Robbie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I guess, but again,
as Superman,
too young, I think.
Yeah.
For
now,
unfortunately. But if they were to do a spin on a young
Superman,
a young Batman or something, yeah, you could have I forgot his name. Who plays Steve in Stranger Things?
Oh, I like him.
Yeah.
But,
don't know. Otherwise, I couldn't think of any other more in the late 20s to fill the roles for those. But there we are. Sorry about that. I can't give you a definitive answer on that. Not go out with television or anything enough to think of a good answer.
Bless you. But thank you for your question.
Yeah. Geek to Me Radio, at Geek to Me Radio on Twitter, asks, is there any film that you would refuse to discuss or review for any reason?
Refuse to discuss?
Yeah. Like, no, we're not reviewing that. I think it'd be like, oh, any Adam Sandler film.
Yeah.
Any stupid one.
Or like Borat, if there's another Borat film.
Well, there was one, wasn't there? That follow-up we did.
I would feel like I should have refused that.
Yeah. We're not reviewing it, though. So I guess you kind of got...
Yeah. Anything that's stupid or comedy-wise...
Too stupid comedy.
I'd rather have a Halloween month.
Yeah, something like that Paul Blart Mall Cop or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or anything along those kind of lines.
Even The Nightmare at the Museum, and that sounds daft.
Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Ben Stiller is another Adam Sandler to me.
Yeah.
Or any of those.
Zoolander or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of those.
Any comedy film that's like just absolutely over the top.
Okay. That's fair. But for me, there's one I don't think I ever want to watch again. And I know you would not get anything out of it, is a film called Irreversible. The reason I say that I would never watch because it made me feel very, very ill.
Like gory-wise, or...?
The content in it wasn't particularly nice. There's a long, static shot of one being sexually assaulted, let's put it that way.
I didn't like that in Game of Thrones.
But it just continued focus. There's no cutaways, no nothing, and it's just blah.
Vulgar.
And also there's this flashing sequence in it where there's, I think it's like a noise that kind of is purposely made to make you feel ill, like not give you nausea. So
why would somebody do that?
We watched this in film studies in school, and I literally, I mean, even being on a crappy those old TVs in
on
school.
a wheelie thing, yeah.
And I couldn't really, thank God I couldn't see properly, but it was just...
Why did you watch that in film studies? How old were you?
Well, we're nearly 18, but...
Still?
But it was awful. It was an awful experience, and it did actually make me feel like, I was going to pass out here.
If you passed out, you wouldn't have heard the end of it.
Yeah. I had to look away, or I put my head between my legs, because it was just that... Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience.
Sounds awful.
Yeah,
I'm never watching that then, if you didn't like it.
No, definitely not. So, that's that. And the Top 10 of Anything podcast, I joined them for that Top 10 favourite movie soundtracks.
Oh, they did it on YouTube.
That's right.
Yes. Did watch that, that was very good.
They are at Top 10 Pods on Twitter. They asked, in a movie, what would make you leave the cinema?
Well, there's a couple of things. Doesn't have to mean it's about the movie.
Mm.
First of all, if there's a terrorist, then yes, I'm going to leave. Because there was a lot about that, ages ago, wasn't there? Some shooting would happen in a cinema in America. And I used to get a little bit on edge.
I think they mean,
I know.
What was on screen, not what happens in, yeah.
Yeah.
Physically in real life, at that moment in time.
It'd have to be something vulgar, I think. So, you're saying about that one that you just found out.
Yeah.
The Bridesmaid one, at that point when I'm at home, I would have turned that off while she's shitting in the middle of the street. That's a bit of a, ugh, does it really moment.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever had an experience where I've gone I can't, I've got to walk out. It being so bad or whatever, just
the only other one I would say, there's two that when we went to Edinburgh Film Festival ages ago when we first started dating, the zombie one. Mm-hmm. I forgot what it's called. It was
Miss Zombie.
Oh, that's hard to remember, isn't it, Soph?
That was a Japanese one, but it was black and white.
It's just a bit rapey, and it just seemed a bit
similar to. I don't think it was. I can pretty safely assume.
Sure, they were sleeping with dead people.
Yeah, I think there's more implication than it was actually happening, but
Yeah, but obviously that was very early on when I watched that.
yeah,
Which my whole film genre has
flipped on its head. Yeah,
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, I have paid for a ticket and then not seen a film to the end. And you're going to really get upset. But it wasn't because I didn't think the film was good. Because my sister was going on a blind date with somebody and we didn't want him killing her or whatever, or being a bit suspect.
Yeah.
She was only like 18 when she went on it.
Right.
So me and my mum paid for a ticket for that film.
Okay.
And once we knew that it looked like, okay, it looks pretty kosher, we'll just stay outside. Then we went halfway through the Dark Knight Batman film. And that's why I've only watched half of it.
Yeah, maybe we need to correct that. Yeah, I think I know you've used that story. You've told me that story a few times, but
yeah, that's the only time I've walked out of a cinema. Even then, at the House of Berlin, like
big rude walk out because you were trapped in between.
I was trapped in between, but that was one where. But then I think we're a bit tight asses and we're like, we've paid for this.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
At least if it was something that's quite bad, you maybe like, make fun of it or something, make light of the situation, I suppose, or something like that. But I think the only instance would be if it was something really like, oh, I feel like I need to go to the toilet, I'm going to pass out or something.
I remember as well when we went to Japan, you were watching that one with Emma Stone in.
Oh, I think that was just because of the turbulence as
was
well.
It?
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, and I wasn't. Yeah, I was just trying to put something to put mind at ease, but I think it was the passing over and the lack of sleep.
Right.
I think that one.
Have you ever watched that? Have you ever gone back to that?
No, but it's on the shelf.
What is it?
I think we might cover it for one. But
Why do I mention it?
Yeah, so I think that's my answer really. Just anything that was just too vulgar for me to stomach and just had to leave. Yeah.
Mine. Well, obviously I have left.
Or if the film was too long, I'd really need the toilet, but then I'd come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only instances. Yeah, but like I say, we had tight asses otherwise.
Yeah, we will.
So.
I don't think you'd let me walk out, even if I wasn't enjoying it. Because you'd be like, we've paid for this and I want to see how it ends.
No. The only other thing would be if, like, you took a kid to it and, like, they're kicking up a fuss and just, like, making a scene and it's like, okay, well, let's leave. But that's not of my own accord, really. That's...
Yeah. No.
Force. Yeah. So, yeah. There we go. That's...
2022.
What?
Sad to see 2022 go. I know lots of people will be grateful to see it go out. I think the last couple of years I was happy to see like 2020 and 2021 passes by quite quickly. Mm-hmm. Quite fond of 2022.
Yeah, so you still want to do it for next year?
Yeah, I'm anxious about Halloween already.
It's a way off.
Yeah, I just know you're going to be cruel because you didn't get it this year. So you're going to double whammy me. I'll just be sat there going, okay, at least I've got all my wedding decorations around me. That's I'm trying to ease my mind that way.
Comfort, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you still happy with the format of on-off?
Yes, 100%.
And, yeah.
Unless we want to just go completely off and neither one of us. But to be fair, it's nice sometimes to actually have one that you've seen because when we've been doing the off ones.
Obviously, that's the by that I mean that's the intention of what the whole podcast was initially, but having a breather where we both haven't seen one that we seems
otherwise
popular,
you'll
whatever.
End up not watching any new films.
Yeah, so the intention
you'll be behind schedule otherwise.
But I've kind of written out some key ones to focus on this one. I mean, I tried to stick to that for this year, but somehow it's not always easy, or it's like time's a factor and trying to squeeze things in and stuff.
Hopefully next year won't be as hectic with planning. We had a lot on this year.
Yeah. So with that being said, thank you for listening to this retrospective. I hope you've enjoyed what we've had to say, looking back the year. First I want to shout out the patrons for supporting the show.
Yep, we've got 4 now.
Oh, yeah. So just to tell you how to join in a moment, but for now we have Mark from 100 Things We Learned from Film.
Woo!
Ben from Film Vloggers.
which they're still on an amazing epic journey at the moment. I think they're going to Australia now, and still trying to do podcasts and such while they're out there with internet issues and all of that. So credit to them. Yeah. Better than us going, oh, we're just getting married, we're having a month off. Still committed, bless them.
Yeah, at least they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, sounds like a fantastic life opportunity.
New Patreon, our friend Jones.
Yeah.
Who is at Weight Loss Jonesy on Instagram.
Definitely give him a follow. It is really funny and hilarious. And his support means the world to us. We're really lucky with the friends that we've got that do actually listen to his podcasts. I don't know why they do, to be fair, because they have enough of us anyways. But I think it actually does make them laugh, which probably because I know us, it's even more endearing. And
I know of particularly wanting to have him as a guest in the future because that's been in the pipeline for a while now.
He loves Halloween films, doesn't he? He's like,
films, yeah,
so like Halloween is his month, and he's an October baby as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, autumn baby, which loves Halloween. So definitely, I feel like though when we do get on there, I do know what side he's going to be on already. So I feel like we should get Emma on too, which is his partner.
Yeah, maybe.
To equal the score, because I think Emma's a bit more on my side.
And last but not least,
my mum. Was that Yorkshire enough? My mum. Yeah, so you can't follow her. You can't. I wish you could, to be fair. She'd be hilarious to follow. She'd be one of those like older people that everybody would just love, I feel. Wouldn't she? With what she just comes out with sometimes are just pure gems. It's like, where the hell did that come from? But yeah, obviously, I think she only did it so that she can help me out a little bit with the voting, because she is more similar lines of films that I like, I'd say, apart from the action films.
Or the like psychological.
Yeah, she's a bit tapped, I think. She was reading about all these murder books, and I'm like, Mum, what's wrong with you? Why does everyone like this? Like, people hurting people, I don't get it.
It's knowing, getting to the psyche of what we could never understand, I suppose.
I understand that, like, the Joker film, like, that I appreciate. Like, why is somebody being led to that way? That I appreciate, and that kind of mental state I enjoy, kind of understanding somebody's lifespan of how to get there. But if it's just somebody axing somebody and no kind of background story as to why.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. So if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can do so by going to patreon.com/SP Filmviewers, all one word. And you could get your name shouted out and your social media handle or wherever you want shouting out on.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And also you get to vote once a month on a film we review. So
that's the most important part.
Yeah. And it costs £1.
A quid.
Well, $1.50 or whatever the conversion is a month. So
it's not much, really. It's 25p a week if you look at it that way. You can buy yourself, I don't really know what you can buy yourself with 25p, to be fair. Not
a lot.
Not much nowadays, no. Maybe 50p.
Right. Well, if you would like to listen to some of our other episodes from this year just gone, you can do so over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and wherever else you get your podcasts from.
So if you do want to follow us on social media, if you haven't already, then we are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, under the handle SP_filmviewers.
And lastly, if you would like to leave us a nice 5-star review, you can do so over on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and wherever else they do the scoring system.
Yep, nice comment never goes amiss.
Thank you for sticking around for another year, Soph.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for marrying me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all your hard work that you put into this, Paul. Because without you, no one would be listening.
And like I said before, if we wouldn't have a show if we didn't have you, so.
Thanks. But then still, yeah. Yeah, it's swings and roundabouts. Make a good team. And if anyone does want to join us for the new year, please reach out. We're going to be going back into 2023 as normal. So reviewing every week, getting a podcast every week. So if there's some films that you do want to review, let us know. And if you want to join us.
Yeah. We're always looking for guests. Happy to have guests join us, talk about some of their favourite films or whatever. So
makes it a bit different than just me and you talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, thank you very much for listening, and we will speak to you very soon.
Speak to you in the new year.
Bye.
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 Bye.